Hello everyone. So I figured that I had some new followers and I would get on and kind of reintroduce myself. Car accident on December 3rd, 2011. So this past December 3rd made it 13 years. At the time I was 5 months pregnant with my son. Well, my first son. Out of all of my children, the only one that's actually seen me on my feet is my oldest daughter. I had my accident in Edgewater, Maryland. I was leaving school on a Saturday and I stopped at a stop sign and I was literally hit. My car was ripped in half and it went up, it spun, it threw me out. They medevaced me to the University of Maryland. There I had, trying not to name drop, but he's retired now. But that's where I met my back doctor that I never wanted to see again. But he just kept telling me my son wasn't viable, that mom is first priority, all this other junk. But later on, I ended up having my spinal surgery on December 4th. And then from there, of course, you go through your healing process of different things. If you guys want to hear more on like the actual, like, I guess, hospital stay, then I'll do a video on that. But for the most part, I didn't like him. His bedside manner sucked. I feel like when you're going through a traumatic experience, then your first line of attack is typically your doctors and your nurses, and how they come off on you is typically how you mentally take things from that point. For me, I feel like if I didn't have my son to look forward to, things would have definitely went a different way. For me though, he said my son wasn't viable, but 5 months you can feel him. They didn't check my son until well after I was moved to rehab, which was Kernan in Baltimore. And then from there, another nurse that was at the place, I would put her name in it, but I don't know if she'd feel comfortable. But she was amazing. She was absolutely amazing. She was on top of everything as far as like my transfers, getting the baby checked out and things like that. When we finally got him checked out, he never skipped a beat. Never, not never. I had the accident on, like I said, December 3rd. He came on March 17th. The boy is very much fine. Keeps me on my toes in a different way, but he is definitely fine. As far as my other children, I also went on to have 2 more after him. But like I said, my oldest is the only one that's ever actually seen me on my feet. I created this YouTube channel to more or less show like families, like even when things happen, like life still rolls on. Like we don't have to sit at home and do absolutely nothing. We don't have to cry about it. Like it just keeps going. Every day I wake up, I take care of 4 kids by myself. I drive. I take care of all of their needs. Heck, right now I'm sitting at practice with my son. It's just life. Things happen. Live on. I am also currently a T5, T6 paraplegic. My sensation level changes at like under my breast line. I can still feel pressure and things like that on my legs. Like if you were to squeeze my legs or touch my legs, I can kind of like tell you where you're touching them. I just have no voluntary movement. My trunk stability sucks, but we make it work. Outside of that, I don't know. Like even after my accident, I went back to school. I graduated. I mean, life is tough, but it's up to us to figure out what we want to do with it. It's easy to give up, but is it easy to live? I'm also a peer mentor for the Christopher Reeves Foundation. And I think, honestly, that has helped me to open my eyes to different things, different people, and just different situations. It kind of shows you that even though life throws hella lemons at you, you ain't got no choice but to squeeze them. But other than that, I don't know. If you guys have any questions, I would love to sit there and answer them. I can do videos on answering some of you guys' questions. But outside of that, we just live life.